There's a very specific kind of stuff that happens in the winter. It is not dramatic weight gain. It's not completely falling off. It's that quiet, frustrating in between where you are either forcing workouts you hate just to stay on track, or you have told yourself that, you know what, I'll just start again in spring. It's winter, body season anyways. We don't need to be doing the workouts, eating all the right food right now. But then spring shows up and obviously you're going to feel very much behind. If you've ever felt a little softer in the winter, maybe you're feeling less energized, less motivated, disconnected from your body, and then panic once the warmer weather begins to show up, this is not random. There are very specific winter habits that create that skinny fat, stagnant feeling that so many of us experience literally every single year. So instead of repeating very generic advice, the things that I am always preaching, I want to switch things up today and talk about winter specific mistakes that keep women stuck every single year. Let's jump into it. One of the biggest winter mistakes I see women making is forcing themselves into a routine that does not fit the season. So it is cold, it is dark, you don't want to leave the house, but you tell yourself the only real workout is at the gym or going to a workout class. Okay, valid, I get it. You rely on motivation to drag yourself there. Some weeks you make it, some weeks you don't. And when you don't go, you just don't do anything at all. When it is the winter, we do not want to leave our houses. It is called hibernation season for a reason. That is why we need to adapt to literally the season. If you're not able to make it to the gym, you need to have a backup option, which is why home workouts are amazing. I talk about them all the time. Yes, I have a app that provides home workouts, daily workouts, strength and Pilates. You can also do them at the gym, so it's not specific to home, but they are designed to be done right from home. And that is a really great alternative option if you aren't able to literally force yourself to the gym in the winter. The reason why I'm saying this is because inconsistency kills progress. The number one thing when we want to see results and get out of that skinny fat cycle is we need to be consistent with movement every single day. I don't care if it's 5, 10, 15 minutes. That, I promise you, is so much better than doing absolutely nothing, especially for consecutive days in a row. Winter also requires friction-free systems. Very important wording here, friction-free systems. If you do not feel like leaving the house at 6 p.m. on a Tuesday to go to the gym to work out, but instead you just need a new structure that works at home. You need a plan that removes excuses, because when your workouts feel like a battle against the weather, literally you will never win. Maybe some days you're gonna make it to the gym, but the days that you're not, make sure you have a backup plan of movement and workouts that you can do right from home. I have a code for 30 days free for my YouTube community, again, for my app. The promo code is YouTube. I'll put it in the description as well. Very easy to access. And that way we can move together, we can work out together when you are not able to make it to the gym. The opposite mistake is giving up entirely. Winter hits, holidays pass, you stop checking in with your body, you're avoiding mirrors, you're maybe wearing very baggy clothing, you're not gonna be like in a little cute bikini, shorts anytime soon, so maybe you're eating a little bit more, you're working out a little bit less. I get it. I was a winter Canadian girly for over 30 years of my life. This would happen to me. It only makes sense. It's only natural in the winter. Movement definitely decreases and we are eating more because we just want to feel comfort and we just goes with the season, right? We consume food because there's nothing really else to do, but also it just makes us feel warm and cozy when it's literally minus 30 outside. This is what I call the hibernation mindset. No, I do not have this mindset anymore in Miami because I'm literally in a bikini every single weekend. It is a lot more motivating being in this environment to upkeep and to stay consistent with my wellness routine, my workout, my diet for the entire year. But I know for the majority of people, you're not living in a warm climate. Let's keep breaking it down. So the reason why this can be tricky and a little bit dangerous is because you are not suddenly gaining a bunch of weight overnight. You are just slowly detaching. Less workouts, less protein, less structure, more comfort food. And because you're not looking at your body as often or tracking it, maybe you're not using a scale or you're not tracking macros, that's what I mean by tracking, which is also totally fine. I don't do either of the two. I also don't count calories, but it sneaks up slowly. What's actually happening is muscle mass may or may not be, again, depending on if you're doing workouts or not, if you're strength training or not, your muscle mass could slowly start to decrease, which would cause your body fat to also increase. So body mass is going down and fat mass is going up, and we want it to be the opposite. And again, this isn't dramatic, right? We're only talking a couple of months here. It's not like dropping by a bunch of pounds on either end of the scale, but it's happening just enough for you to feel uncomfortable in your skin by spring. And that is the opposite of what I want for all of you. I don't want you to be trapped in this skinny fat cycle. I don't want you to feel uncomfortable. I want you to stay consistent, do the things that make you feel good from the inside out for the entire year. That is how we see the best progress. We see the best results. It's just, again, going back to consistency. Keep repeating the same habits. I know, again, it's difficult in the winter. Do the best that you can to get out of that hibernation mindset, especially in the winter. Winter is the time where women emotionally check out, and the girlies who look good and happy and glowing and energized by spring are the ones who are staying connected to their bodies even when they are covered in layers in the winter. This one is very winter coded. There's something psychologically comforting about leaving a workout drenched in sweat when it is freezing outside. I even booked a hot yoga class for my boyfriend and I 2 weekends ago because it was like 0 degrees here in Miami, which never happened. So I was like, okay, let's go to a hot workout class to warm up. It's a weekend, it's a little like day date situation, but that's a perfect example. A lot of the times people associate sweating with results. The more that they're able to sweat, the better results that they are going to get. But again, if you've been here for a while, if you've been binging my YouTube videos, you know that it's not about really cardio and getting the heart rate up and sweating. When it comes to losing weight, we need to be incorporating strength training. We need to build muscle. That's ultimately what's going to help us burn fat. But sweating just makes you feel productive. It makes you feel like you earned that croissant, right? You're like drenched in sweat. Oh, now I can go have 2 bagels for breakfast or whatever it may be. Maybe that's not realistic for us here, where I don't think most of us are hopefully having 2 bagels for breakfast, but you know what I mean. We're sweating it out and we can indulge a little bit more because of it. You kind of feel like you've canceled out all of the cozy food that you have been eating. But sweat is not the same thing as muscle stimulus, and exhaustion is not the same thing as progressive overload. When you're constantly chasing that overheated, breathless feeling versus intentionally building strength, you end up just depleting yourself instead of reshaping your body. Yes, of course, it's great here and there, but not every single workout should we be focused just on burning calories and getting the heart rate up and sweating as much as possible. There needs to be a really good balance and mix of both. If I'm being completely honest with you, winter really should be your muscle building season. People always say that. It's gain season in the winter and it's cut season in the summer. This is the time where we do want to be focusing more on strength workouts. I know for me, like I've really been doubling down from fall into winter with my strength training. This is my time because I do know in the summer I am a little bit less consistent because I'm traveling and I'm just not maybe prioritizing that as much. This is my time right now to build strength. We want slower reps, controlled tension, progressive overload, full body days, lower body days, upper body days, making sure that we're getting a little bit of everything properly laid out and structured in our week. That is why it's great to follow an actual plan like On Shape, because when we're gradually increasing load, when we are doing all of the right movements, that is how we actually build shape. And again, we get away from that skinny fat shape. We want to reshape that. We want to build muscle. We want to get strong and lean and toned, but we can't do that just by running on the treadmill for 40 minutes every single day. Let's talk about winter weekends, okay? They are freaking sneaky. less structure, more comfort food. There's less things to do outside of just going out for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. So you end up eating out more in order to be social. You're not getting as many steps because it's cold. Let's just be realistic. And if that's 3 days out of your week, that is almost literally half of your week that you are falling out of routine. What we want to avoid is being on track every single day, weekday during the week. So let's say even Monday to Thursday, even if you are 10 out of 10 healthy, but then from Friday to Sunday, you are completely like everything is out the window, you will always stay trapped in that skinny fat cycle. You're not in a surplus or in a deficit, you're in maintenance phase, and that is true skinny fat territory. Muscle really does require consistency across weeks and months. You know, we talk about it so much here. Not 4 perfect days and then 3 chaotic ones. I would rather you intertwine. So I always say that an 80-20 balance. I don't, work out every single day of the week and then take the entire weekend off. If I feel good and energized on the weekend, maybe I am going to a workout class on a Saturday after doing a full week of my structured strength and Pilates workouts, or I'm doing an extra workout on Shape at home on a Saturday. I'm definitely always aiming to do our shorter Sunday series, but it's that consistency, right? Sometimes on a Tuesday, maybe I just started my menstrual cycle, so I'm not going to do my workout and then I shift it to the weekend. You kind of have to play around with it. You should try to get away as much as you can from the all or nothing mindset when it comes to weekday versus weekend. More so go with the flow of how you're feeling, because that is going to allow you to be more consistent. You don't need to eat at home every single day during the week and then go out to eat and binge all weekend. Find that healthy balance. By the way, I'm also not saying that you can't enjoy your winters. I want you to take advantage of this time to make the most of it until we all wait for summer to come. But what I am saying is, if the weekend erases the structure of your week every single week, nothing is ever going to compound. Body composition is all about compounding small, consistent habits, and that is the true key to feeling leaner, to feeling stronger, and to feeling more confident in your body by spring. So in the end, if you come into spring every single year feeling softer, behind, or frustrated with your body, it's not because winter was working against you. It's actually because your winter strategy was not intentional enough. You either forced workouts that weren't appropriate and didn't fit the season. Maybe you lost motivation. Maybe you lost body awareness because, again, you're covered up for the entire season. All of those things are super fair. But winter is not the time to disappear, especially if you have expectations for yourself for the spring and summer. Take this time, lock in, tune out the noise. I actually think the opposite. I really do think that in fall and in winter, this is the time to lock in. And also when you get to a place where you're at your maintenance phase, right? Like we want to be at maintenance phase by summer, so that in the summer, when we are busy traveling, socializing, doing all the things, having all the fun, we can be in our maintenance phase and we don't have to work as hard, right? When we're in our maintenance phase, we don't have to work as hard to maintain. We just want to maintain that until we get back to the grind in the fall. The woman who looked lean and sculpted in May did not panic in February. They stayed structured, and now hopefully you will too. We want that balance, right? It's always all about balance. I hope that you found this super helpful. I would love to know any other tips or tricks that you have to share with the community in terms of staying consistent and staying motivated during the winter months. Thank you as always for being here, and I will see you next time. Make sure to check out my latest video here.